What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Creativ Rise podcast. So glad you're here today because we're talking about something that I don't know if we've ever actually talked about on the podcast.
No, this
It
is
is
a cool
a
topic.
totally new topic inside of the umbrella of sales inside of your business. And sales, it's kind of also a brand tool.
Yeah.
It's an aspect of branding because it's definitely what we're going to talk about today sets what your reputation is going to be. And brand is just simply reputation. So we're excited to chat about this. This is going to be great.
Yeah. And you guys, this is episode 199. That's insane.
It's 198.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it's 198. Yep. I'm sure it's 198. Yeah, we're not there yet, but we're coming close. We're coming
I
close.
want to fact check you.
So
Hold on.
in saying that, though, this is episode 198. And in saying that, I do want to just encourage you that we got something fun coming to you for episode 200. We're going to be doing a giveaway.
You know when you're so confident about something and then it doesn't work out?
Yeah, this is
This
what we
is
this is what we
198.
say in our marriage all the time. Go ahead, say it.
No. Normally
Go ahead.
you're saying this.
I know what I'm saying. You get to say it now.
I was wrong and you were right.
Thank you. All right. So we can carry on with the podcast. This is
Very
episode
rare,
198,
very rare.
guys. It is very rare. She's normally right. This is episode 198. And on episode 200, we're going to have something fun. We're going to have a giveaway coming up for you guys just to say thank you for you guys just being with us, getting to 200 episodes, which is awesome. So this show has been around since early 2020. We started Creativ Rise back in 2019, and then we started the podcast in early 2020. And it's just been so fun over the last basically 4+ years getting to do this and help you guys build businesses
So
every single
cool.
week by delivering business tips to you guys
Yeah.
that you can use, 6-figure business tips that you can use to build a 6-figure foundation for your business. And the one we're talking about today is actually something, it's a topic that came from a workshop that we just ran for our Creativ Rise Mastermind grad community. So after a bunch of these creatives, I had 300 creatives go through the mastermind, plus 300 plus creatives go through the mastermind. After they go through that, there's an opportunity if they want more communal monthly support for them to jump on into a community platform we designed with an app and a bunch of other stuff. It's really cool. And one of the things that we do in there is we have a monthly workshop where we cover a topic that's like pretty in depth and we get to workshop it with everybody. And that's where this topic came from.
Yeah.
And we then talked to some of our current mastermind members about this the other day because we were talking about offers last week, which was week 1. We just wrapped up week 2, but we were talking last week about offers and the conversation of offers and week 1 and pricing and all that stuff, sales. It will continue all the way through the 6 weeks of the mastermind because it's just so important. But we're talking about the idea of adding a guarantee to your business. So this isn't like a sleazy, money back guarantee or like, hey, if you buy now in the next, you're watching an infomercial about some type of like cooled pillow. And it's like, if you buy now, we're going to send you 3 extras, just $19.99,
Yes.
call the phone number, like not weird guarantees, but like logical, trust building guarantees that also could be emotional guarantees that help, really build emotion and emotional connection, emotional trust with somebody inside of your business. So we're going to be giving you guys a couple of different examples. We'll give you one in the wedding space or a couple in the wedding space, and then we're going to give you one in the brand space as well that we think are phenomenal guarantees. And
Absolutely.
quick update though on the mastermind.
Yeah, this is
We have an awesome
exciting
update.
week.
So why don't you talk about what this week was first before I give the update?
Just finished week 2 of the mastermind. So week 1 was all about building offers, getting super clear on what you're doing and how you're solving someone's problem. And then week 2 is all about how do you narratively communicate that to the world? How do you attract people through what you say in your brand? So it was big brand week. We taught on narrative tools. We taught about, your ideal customer persona, like all of that stuff.
Identity match pillars,
It was
like
so
some really great stuff.
fun, but everyone's brains were just like spinning because when you're thinking about your own business, sometimes it's hard to articulate what it is and the problems you solve and all that good stuff.
And
So we did
messaging's
a ton
hard,
of stuff.
right?
It is so hard.
Messaging's hard. That's why I have a business. That's why we have brand therapy, which is what I do now, which is brand strategy consulting. We have a business because messaging is difficult.
It is difficult.
But it's super, super important. So that's what this week is all about.
That's what we focused on this week. And so everyone just made so much stride in their business and developing these tools, applying it in their bios, on their websites, all that cool stuff.
The websites for this round
the
are
websites
so
are
good. We're
good.
doing a bunch of website audits right now. And everyone's websites are like to the nines.
Like so much
So
better than
good. And they
before.
don't
It's
just
really cool.
look good. They sound good and they're
Yes.
clear because their messaging is dialed. I was just giving an audit earlier this morning right before we did this podcast to Kelsey, who's in this round of the mastermind, wedding photographer
Shout out,
who's
Kelsey.
transitioning into the brand space, doing paid advertisements, social media management, and brand photography for female founders. She's awesome. Shout out Kelsey. Her website is so good.
It's sick.
Oh my
It's sick.
gosh, it's so, so good. So
Yeah.
I'm pumped up. It's been a really good week,
Yep.
and we've got some wins to share on top of that.
Yeah.
So right off the bat, we are on track still for this group to potentially get close or potentially even beat the
Yeah.
record for the amount of cash collected in 6 weeks of the Creative Rise Mastermind by the 31 businesses that we have in this round. So last week they did about 60 grand in 1 week, which is insane.
Yep.
And I was like, that's pretty high. Like, I don't know if
Yeah.
week 2 is going to be the same. This week they did $71,060 cash
Woohoo!
collected in just 7 days, which is insane. So
It's
I
incredible.
want to shout out a couple of these wins. There's been some awesome wins this week. So quickly to kick it off, shout out to Caro down in Australia. She's
Yep.
killing it. Carol's got an amazing business. Not only does she have a great wedding photography business, but she also sells a ridiculous amount of albums.
Yes.
So this is not an album shout out, but this is a hey win $7,400 just booked for a wedding next month. She's
Great.
got like a really quick turnaround. Someone's like, "Hey, we're getting married. We need to do this." So shout
love
out to you,
that.
Caro. You are awesome. This is a huge win. Mackenzie, up in BC, British Columbia, lives on the island. This dude is an awesome, awesome dude. He's got a huge, huge portfolio working with some really cool clients in the brand space as a brand photographer, and he just got paid for a big brand shoot that he had just wrapped up, which is so cool. And this is
Yeah.
a $29,000 deal
Woo!
for a 7-day shoot, which is incredible. So shout out to you, Mackenzie. You're killing it,
Yeah.
bro. Emma from Quebec. She's
Yes.
awesome. Emma just started her brand strategy studio, and she just locked down a $3,000 brand strategy deal, which is amazing because she's
cool.
really good at brand strategy. She comes from the agency space, left her
Yeah.
job in order to pursue full-time creative work herself, and she's killing it. So shout out to you. John from Callahan Projects added an extra $1,000 to a deal that he had already sold because they
Let's
wanted to buy
go.
some more photos from him, which is really cool. He's talking about a gallery buyout here. This is awesome. Shout out to you, John. And the last one I wanted to say, this was Caro again. This is so fun. She said $1,990 for a wedding album, and then in brackets she said, "I swear I don't usually sell this many albums," because it's been like 2 or 3 albums a
Album
week
after
she's been
album.
selling. But
Cool.
I wanted to shout that out because this is a really, really cool add-on if you're in the wedding
Yeah.
space, right? And it's an expensive add-on. It's a great add-on in terms of value for the client. We love our wedding book. We've got one on our table out in our living room, right? It's a great add-on, and Caro's setting this up and selling these like wildfire somehow. So shout out to you, Caro. This is awesome. But we got some great wins from this week, and part of it is probably because we've been talking about what we're going to be talking about today,
Yes.
and they've been implementing everything. So one of the things about the Creative Rise Mastermind that's so cool is you're learning, but you're not just learning for the sake of learning. You're learning to apply and then take action on something and then watch how it changes your business. So we've been seeing that a lot. And to finally talk about the topic we're talking about today, guarantees.
Yeah. Guaranteed.
People have been applying guarantees to their business. So, Christy, what is a guarantee and why is it important?
Yeah. So here's my perspective on things and why clients may be saying no to your pitches. Maybe you're like, I'm not landing that $7,000 wedding, or I'm not landing that $30,000 deal, or I'm not landing even a $500 deal right now. And why is that? And I think if you were really to pinpoint down to why somebody says no to you, there's like a million reasons we can come up our head. Oh, budget. Oh, my style. Oh, we're just not connecting. Oh, they didn't like me. Whatever it is. But in my opinion, one of the biggest reasons people say no is there is too much risk. There's too much perceived risk around
For the value.
hiring you, for the value they're going to
And the
receive and the
price.
outcome that they're going to get.
Yeah.
So yes, while budget and all those things may be a factor, if you think about it, let's say you've got let's just say random situation. I tell Joey, hey, give me $5,000. He's like, no. And I'm like, what if you give me $5,000, I can guarantee you're going to make $30,000. Absolutely. He'd hand over that $5,000 over in a second. Now, that's an extreme guarantee, which you can't offer as a creative, but the principle still stays the same. The more security you can give around an outcome, the more likely they are to entrust you with the problem. So when you are able to give guarantees to make their dream outcome more likely, it helps someone in the buying process want to really choose you. And as we know, creatives don't necessarily have like the best reputation for security, for consistency, and all of those things in our industry. People might be wondering like, hey, will this content even work with me? Will the creative even show up? Will they use our product correctly? Or the image is just going to be useless? We're going to waste $5,000 on somebody and it's not even going to turn out. Or let's say it's on the wedding space. Like, okay, I could hire this really expensive photographer that I love their work, but like, what if my photos don't end up looking like that? What if it rains on my wedding
Yeah,
day and we actually
thunderstorms.
can't even get the photos, and then I feel like, oh, I wasted all of this
I
money
spent 10
for
grand and
nothing.
I just
So
got inside photos. Yeah.
exactly. So what's the opposite of risk? And the opposite of risk is security. And how do you build security? You've got to do things that build trust, that they are going to be able to get the outcome that they want, which is why we introduce guarantees. And so you want to start in the brand space?
Yeah, a
Let's
couple
start in the
really
brand
good
space.
examples of guarantees. One in the brand space that I really love, and this is shout out to John Williams. He's the one who's been implementing this really heavily
Yes.
in the brand space. He's in our current mastermind. He's a brand photographer based in Montana, and one of the things that he is offering as a guarantee is a reshoot guarantee. So he's saying that if you hire me, if the photos don't land and these are not what you expected, if they're not working for your campaign or your social or your strategy, I will fully offer a free reshoot.
Yeah.
And it's going to be an expedited reshoot. Like, I'm immediately going to find a way to reshoot this, plan it all, prep it all, shoot it all, deliver it all as quickly as I can. And it's totally free. Now, you might be looking at that going, well, I would never do that. Like, I'd get so taken advantage of. But John's specialty is he's going, no, that's probably never going to happen. Why? Because he's so good at the pre-production stuff, which allows him to really make sure that he understands what a desired perfect dream outcome is when it comes to content for a client. Therefore, when he actually executes on the shoot, clients always look at his content and go, this was perfect, amazing, thank you so much. So
Yes.
it's a great way for him to give clients confidence that he is the right guy, because if something goes wrong, he's going to offer a reshoot. But at the same time, he knows that he's probably out of 100 clients he's going to work with, maybe only have to do maybe one reshoot out of 100, right? Like the odds of that are very low because of his pre-production and strategic efforts in order to get to the day of the shoot and then kill it.
Yeah.
Where a lot of creatives just go, great, send me the products, and then they shoot stuff, and then the brand goes, well, this wasn't really what we're wanting. If that's you, then yeah, you might get asked to do reshoots all the time. But this is very important that you've got a really good onboarding process to discover what a home run looks like for the brand.
Yes.
So that you can offer them a really solid guarantee, but almost never have to use it. It's like an insurance policy that you know is never really going to get cash.
Yeah. And to just go in a little bit of detail on what that actually looks like with a guarantee and what qualifies as a guarantee, because you might be thinking like, well, what if they just don't subjectively don't like the photos and they're like, oh, I want you to just redo it so we get more content, whatever it is. What this looks like and what this actually goes into practice for is you have a pre-production call where you're talking with, whoever the authority is in the brand space or of that brand, you talk through, hey, what are all the stipulations of the use of this product? What if, how do you want it handled? Where do you want the label facing? If this, little handle is flipped up, does that what makes something unusable? And you go ahead and you write down every single thing that would
all the
make
product
this campaign,
guidelines,
all the product guidelines of what would make something unusable, the type of facial expressions you want, like all of that stuff. And you get it all written down on paper where you guys can both see it.
Mutually agree on it.
Mutually agree that these are the guidelines that you are going to abide by for this shoot. Now you take that and that thing is your Bible for that shoot, right? You are going to do every single thing down to the T. And if they come back and they go, wow, we just really like the photos, it's no, we signed off on these things. And if I break one of these things, then I will reshoot. It's not just if you just subjectively don't like it.
Yeah,
so
totally.
just to alleviate and give you a little more detail on what that might look like for you.
But it's a great guarantee.
It's a great guarantee. And guess what? The extra mile is never crowded. And we say that people who want to get ahead, who want to land more deals and want to do it really fast, you have to go the extra mile. You have to do something someone else isn't doing. So guarantees are a great way to do that in the brand space. And then also in the wedding space, there's actually, I think one of like the tried and true guarantees for a wedding is, hey, couples are always thinking, what if it rains? That's like the question of the century for someone's wedding is, oh, will it rain on my wedding day? Will I not get the photos I really want? So you can offer, this is what I think you should offer, is a weather guarantee, okay? Weather guarantee. So if it rains on your wedding day and we are unable to shoot outdoors for the entire time, right? Unable to shoot outdoors for your couple photos, then I will do a free local to me, like 1 hour couple shoot where you can get all dressed up all again and we can do your couple photos outside so you can get the photos you want.
Yeah, which is really great. It's a great wedding guarantee. And this, quick shout out to someone who's doing this really well, Haley Zumkeller.
Yeah,
you guys know Haley if you listen to the podcast. She's
one of
been
our
through
grads.
the mastermind. She's been to the inner circles. She's been on this podcast. She's awesome. She is so good at building things out in her business, building great systems. And Haley built out a bunch of guarantees for her business based on our workshop that was last week.
Yeah.
And so I'm just going to read a couple of them. So she's got her life happens guarantee, which is what Christy just said. Hey, if it's going to rain, if there's something happening that's going to stop us from getting
Yeah.
photos outside,
Health emergency.
something, we can book a 60-minute local to me couple shoot in a location that's going to be beautiful that you guys are going to love, so we can actually get some really amazing wedding photos from you.
Yeah.
Right? Which is amazing. That's a really, really great one. She's got a 48-hour, 75 photo minimum sneak peek guarantee. So within 48 hours of your wedding being over, you guys all probably do this anyways. She's just making it a guarantee. She's adding actual branded lingo to it, which adds value to her packages. 48-hour guaranteed sneak peek delivery, which is awesome. And then this is the one I love the most.
If she doesn't do it, she sends them to an Airbnb for a night.
Yeah, which is so cool. It's like such a great idea. And the last one that I think is so great, she's got a final gallery in the mail, meaning it's coming to you. Final gallery is going to be delivered within 4 weeks, which is incredible. So many creatives take like 4 months.
It's crazy.
And I'm just like, what are we doing, guys? This is the best day of someone's life. You do not need 4 months to edit these photos. And if you disagree with us, message us about it or just stop listening to the podcast, because I'm telling you, like, we are so firm on that. You do not need 4 months to get something done. And if you do, we really know that we really know you're waiting like 3.5 months to get to it. And then you're spending the last week and a half of your like 4-month delivery timeline doing it. So you got to find ways to be a little bit more efficient. And Haley gets rewarded for this, for her efficiency, because she's super, super quick. So those are a couple great examples of guarantees, guys, and things that you should be thinking about to add into your business. And I'd encourage you, that's an action step for this week. Add in a guarantee to your business. Pick just one, start with just one, and rationalize, how does this add value to my services? How does it add value to my offers? Or what are the things that I'm already kind of guaranteeing? I'm just not talking about it. As a photographer or filmmaker, am I delivering within 2 weeks? Am I delivering within 7 days? Am I delivering 24-hour sneak peeks? Am I always offering reshoots if something goes wrong and I mess it up? Like, how do you build lingo around that? Add it into your offers, add it into your services, so that you to a client in the sales process look so much more valuable, more bang for the buck when it comes to them looking at your offer or your services and comparing that to what it's going to cost them in price, right? It's very, very important that we can value stack in our offers, and guarantees are a phenomenal way to do that.
Yeah. So I hope you guys, this was so helpful. Implement one of those things. If you're confused on, in your specific business, how to implement a guarantee, you've got questions on how to actually do that, send us a message. Joey and I would love to brainstorm with you on what that would look like. So shoot us a message at Creativ Rise. And you guys, that big giveaway podcast, episode 200, not coming next week, but in 2 weeks.
Yes, 2 weeks.
We are going to be doing something very special. So make sure you are subscribed to the podcast on whatever platform you listen to podcasts on. Or if you're hitting us up on YouTube, make sure you subscribe there as well, because something fun's coming. And then make sure you follow us on Instagram, because we're also going to be talking about details of that giveaway as well. And if you liked this episode, share it with a friend. If you think it would benefit someone else's business, we believe, what are the thing? All tides lift all ships. What's a rising tide lifts all ships.
There you go.
I think that works with this situation.
Same. I love it.
So help a friend out, help another business out. And you guys, thank you so much for listening. And if you are feeling FOMO about round 12, guys, round 13 is coming in the spring. So get on the wait list right now.
Creativrise.com or the description in the podcast. You can learn everything about the mastermind and how it's going to benefit your business the same way it's benefiting all the 31 businesses in it right now.
Absolutely.
So can't wait to see you guys next week, guys. Episode 199 is coming up, and we'll see you then.